As for the third topic, it will be asked, is there a representative and authority in the name of the religion to every time and to all people after Prophet Muhammad or not, so that it could be stated that from the beginning of time until end of time, an authority over us exists or not? Further, it will be asked, those who rule over mankind after Prophet Muhammad, are they divine authorities, meaning that they get order from God on how to act and what to say, or just political leaders independent from God? If we start with the first wonder, we have that within the books of one side of Islam, it is stated that there is an authority continued of successors from the first time after Prophet Muhammad until the last time in our time, so that all people throughout all times, from Prophet Adam until Prophet Muhammad, and also after Prophet Muhammad, have a representative in the name of the religion. For the other side of Islam, sometimes after the Prophet have an authority over mankind, but not to all times and not to all people. Which could be logical answer to go with? For me, I adhere to that there must exist an authority for all times, so that all people get the message, a warning, or to be guided. God must have sent to his religion in all times an authority, so that no people can state in front of God that they didn't get warned or guided. Without the proof of God, there is the confusion of the ignorant, the doubts of the skeptics, the guessers, and the people of opinion. No order and structure whatsoever. Who would also tell the people about the lawful and the unlawful from the religion, if not for a representative of God? Who would correct the one who tries to change the religion, if not for a proof of God present? The one side of Islam that believes that there is a representative for God's religion to all times and all people explains that even after the times of Prophet Moses and Jesus, their successors spread the correct teaching of God, while a group of people at the same time the correct message was spread tried to give misinformation. So according to this side of Islam, all times have a representative from God, and its opposite, people from each time who gives their own interpretation to the religion. Prophet Adam was, for instance, the correct path in his time, and the devil formed his own leadership. So for those who adhere to the devil, do not follow the correct path. So simply, for this side of Islam, it explains that each time has a correct path and a non-correct path. Now, if there is a proof of God to all times, then all people from all times, if they are ignorant, they can ask. If they are doubtful and skeptics, they will become certain and confident. If they are guessers, they will not need to guess with a proof of God present, who has the answers, and the people of opinion will have a common way and not forming groups. There will be order and structure. Imagine the Prophet did not come to his time. Would the people get the message or be warned or get guided? Never. So an authority from God to all people is important, in which one side of Islam states what the other side of Islam do not have. The devil Iblis is a misguidance for every time, including the times of the Prophet Muhammad, whispering evil to every people to each time from the beginning of time until now. There must therefore exist an opposite force of good to each and every time. That is for God to send a representative of his to every time to all people. God mentions in the Quran that he will put a Khalifa upon earth, meaning successive authorities until end of time. This verse is stating that not a single time is without a proof of God, a representative in the name of the religion. Another verse mentions that for every people there are warners, and then there is a guide. So it is logical to believe that every time is occupied with someone leading its people. We know, as mentioned, that our time is occupied with Imam Mahdi as the proof of God for both Sunni Islam and Shia Islam. Likewise, the gap between Prophet Muhammad and Imam Mahdi is filled with one leader at a time until it comes to Imam Mahdi. Imam Mahdi cannot be a caliph if not for the existence of a caliph in God's way before him. Imagine if a country is without a president or a classroom is without a teacher. It would be chaotic. Imagine people without a representative for our religion. A time without a representative for the religion is a lost time. People would disagree, quarrel, and come up with different laws and rules if not a common guide exists for the people. If we have a time without someone as an authority over mankind in the name of the religion, we would automatically choose one among us just to avoid dispute and disunity between us. It already gives a hint that if someone is not present for the people to all times, then people would disagree with each other, forming groups, and not a common way until we make settle between ourselves that one needs to be chosen. So if it is true that one side of Islam is stating that there must be an authority over mankind for all times and all places, where is our time's representative? For both Sunni Islam and Shia Islam, Imam Mahdi is said to our time as a caliph and imam over mankind. For one side of Islam, Imam Mahdi is alive from the time he was born in 800 AD, succeeding the caliph before him from Prophet's family. While for the other side of Islam, Imam Mahdi is not born yet. For one side of Islam that believes Imam Mahdi is alive from then until now, it is stated that God has made his appearance unknown for us, but that he exists and do his tests and missions from God, helping the poor, the believers, etc., until it comes a time where God will reveal who he is. Near end of time when Prophet Jesus and Imam Mahdi will bring justice and peace to the world we live in. Now, is it possible for Imam Mahdi to be alive while we are not conscious of who he is, that his appearance is hidden from us, and that he performs his mission with God in the unseen while we do not perceive? When I study the religion of Islam, I find this to be possible. Prophet Noah lived over 900 years. The people in the cave slept for 300 years in Surah Al-Kahf. The devil is alive from beginning of time until now. And Prophet Khidr within both school of thoughts is by some considered alive from Prophet Moses' time. Even Prophet Jesus, according to Islam, did not die on the cross and lives. And have anybody seen God? Yet God upholds the universe and all life and his religion. Gravity exists, yet it is hidden from the eyes, and the angels perform their missions in the unseen. God has also made Prophet Jesus' appearance hidden, so he did not die on the cross. Rather, the people thought the man on the cross was Jesus. Can then God not hide Imam Mahdi's appearance? Thus, indeed, it is possible with an almighty God to make Imam Mahdi alive for so long, and for him to perform deeds with his Lord while we do not perceive. This is all possible with the evidences shown. Then there are some who within the other side of Islam who does not believe in leadership of the Prophet Muhammad to all times, that would state actually that all times after Prophet Muhammad has guidance, so that it could be stated that both faiths within the religion believes caliphs to come for all people after Prophet Muhammad. Within my analysis, though, this will still be problematic because for this side of Islam, Imam Mahdi to our time is not born. So there is still no guidance to all times because a caliph to our time, according to this side of Islam, would then not exist yet. The second issue would be that for this side of Islam, even if it could be stated that caliphs comes to all times after the Prophet, they are not divine authorities. For the one side of Islam who believes in caliphate to all times after Prophet Muhammad, the one we have argued for in this speech is also stating that all times after Prophet Muhammad are spiritual leaders, meaning in some way or the other has contact with God, getting order from God on how to act and what to say. While for the other side of Islam, in which Imam Mahdi is not born yet, states that the caliphs of the Prophet are only political leaders. So the second discussion within this video is to ask what is logical to believe, that the caliphs after the Prophet are spiritual leaders so that all times from beginning of time until now have contact with God, or that the caliphs after the Prophet are not spiritual leaders, meaning they act on themselves. In the Quran, it mentions that God makes some to be leaders so they guide people by the order of God. Here it is already then stated that the concept of being a leader of mankind do have a spiritual contact with God, and that they are not just political leaders. Prophet Abraham also as a leader over mankind had contact with God, so a leader over mankind after the Prophet as the same role must also have this relationship with God. God mentions also in the Quran that there are warners and for every people there is a guide, so that it could be stated that the guiders in the name of the religion for the people after the Prophet are from God, and since God sends them, he with the order to them guides mankind. Now every caliph of God from Prophet Adam to Prophet Muhammad are known to have spiritual contact with God. So since all caliphs previous to the caliphs after the Prophet have contact with God, then the caliphs after as a representative to the religion, leading mankind must also have contact with God. After all, God mentions that he puts successive authorities. This stretches to end of time. If the caliphs after the Prophet are spiritual leaders, only then is there a consistency with the religion for having spiritual leaders throughout all times. Every new people and a new time from Prophet Adam to Prophet Muhammad have spiritual leaders. Since there is a new time and a new people after Prophet Muhammad, it gives justice for the caliphs chosen to be spiritual leaders so that all times and all people are protected by a divine authority. My analysis also tells me that the caliphs after Prophet Muhammad, one in each time until our time, must be spiritual leaders having contact with God, because to guide mankind as they have the role to do as an imam to all people at specific time cannot be done without God. What is better for the knowledge to come from God to the authority than to the people, or for the knowledge to come from an authority over a people independent of God, in which a political leader stands for? If the caliphs after the Prophet are only political leaders, which one side of Islam believes in, then they would lead mankind according to oneself and not from God. Hence it becomes people's religion and not God. It would indeed be people's religion and not God's religion. In the books of Sunni Islam and Shia Islam, it mentions about Imam Mahdi to our time. It mentions in the narrations that he will bring justice and peace to the oppression and injustice taking place in this world. If God is not behind him, then how can Imam Mahdi by himself as a political leader make peace and justice? If we state that he can by himself, which one side of Islam adheres to, then it would be to make him independent and also God to be independent. Thus, this would be one form of associating partners with God because it is only correct to state that God is independent. Would it not be better if God is behind Imam Mahdi, having contact with him on how to lead with order and structure, rather than Imam Mahdi by himself? Oneness of God tells me that Imam Mahdi can only bring peace and justice with the permission and help from God, and not without. Thus, a contact is needed. In the Quran, it mentions that Prophet Muhammad does not speak or act by himself. It comes from God. Imagine if Prophet Muhammad did speak and act by himself without God, for him to just be a political leader. Would the people around his time be guided if this was the case? The answer to this would be no. A political leader, whoever can be it, me or you or anyone, but a spiritual leader is someone unique. It cannot be anyone. Hence, for all these reasons, I stand to the one side of Islam that states the caliphs after the Prophet are not just political leaders, but also divinely in touch with God, rather than the belief system of the other side of Islam, where it is believed that each successor of the Prophet Muhammad does not lead people according to God's command. They are just political leaders, rather than being in touch with God in regard to how to act and what to say. Now, a representative for the religion who leads mankind would act according to himself if he is only a political leader. Then what would be the difference between if I or you held God's religion in comparison to the representative who is a political leader? Even Maryam, the mother of Jesus, is described within the Quran chapter 3 verse 42 to have experienced divine contact with God, and angels themselves who are less in rank than me or you if we are pious, let alone the divine authorities put on earth by God after Prophet Muhammad, is to have divine connection with God. So it is not far-fetched to believe the caliphs of the Prophet Muhammad to speak and act in accordance to God's command to them. Otherwise, they, the leaders after Prophet Muhammad, would come up with their own guidance, away from the religion. What status does someone who is an imam to mankind possess for him to be able to have contact with God? This mighty status can only be given to God's special servants. Prophet Abraham obtained this rule, and imam to mankind, which a successor to the Prophet is, have been taught by the Prophet everything about the religion, the Quran, the morals and ethics. He is the one who carries the religion for all the people after, guiding them back to Prophet Muhammad. This is definitely not an easy task and cannot be done without the help of God. I find it highly possible for them to have divine authority rather than just to be an authority. If you would answer this topic without any background in both faiths or any influence, which side would your intellect go with? For it to be caliphs to all times after Prophet Muhammad, so that there exists an authority in the name of the religion for all people and all times, or not? And would the caliphs to Prophet Muhammad also be divine authorities as previous caliphs from Prophet Adam to Prophet Muhammad, or not?